Can we talk about like kill boxes and where you think we should be setting up and looking to take hits and dies? I think I would really find that productive,
Sure.
unless you have another idea.
No, we can do that.
So my instant thought process, just looking at the comp, is that the Widow's the biggest threat to our team, but there's times that she's just too far out, and realistically, I can't get her. So my kill box would be anywhere where either where the Widow is set up or where the Zen is set up.
It's gonna depend on where your team is positioned as well. Okay,
But like, doesn't the team position based off of the kill box?
They should, but they don't necessarily always.
Yeah. So how do you think we should go about this? Like, should we figure out where the team is positioned, then I go, or should we do this as if we set up a kill box and then based off of that?
Can you see my drawings now?
Yes, I can see them.
All right, we're gonna use that as to our advantage.
Yeah.
What was your question? One more time.
How do we want to do this VOD? Like, do we want to do it based off of like, where's my team and then I should set up, or let's set up a kill box and assume the team will be there, because if we're on a team, we can work on that stuff, right? And then engage?
We can look at both.
Okay.
Right now, like your kill box, like going forward here, just like where your team is positioned, you're probably gonna want to like if you want to engage, you're probably gonna want to engage around here when the card gets here. Was that what you were thinking too? Because like looking at your Zen's angle, he's gonna be able to shoot there. Your Echo is gonna be able to contest from here and like control this space. And then where's
my only concern with that is like just the Widow sight lines. That's my only concern with that. Because the Widow has really good sight lines there.
We will have to force the Widow out. But Joy is looking to do that right now. All right.
Is that Joy's job though?
It can be. Tracer or Ball can both look at Widow and annoy her.
It's interesting.
I mean,
because obviously
you have an Echo to burst like your dive target, right? Like full sticky damage boost is gonna kill something, especially with Slam. So he is free to go like punish the Widow.
Okay.
So my first thought is you're gonna want to play for this because this is your best angle right now. Like if you control this high ground, which you do, you control this high ground, which you're gonna fight for it, right? And then you control this high ground here. Like this is like the best spot to like be shooting.
Right.
Like the main kill boxes you're gonna be targeting, like probably here, and then probably around here.
Yeah, that's fair.
These are the main three that you're gonna be looking to get. This one's gonna be hard. This one's always hard because you're kind of like if they get this far, you're in trouble. You want really like most of your attention is gonna be here because your Zen should be sitting in here. Like your Tracer should be contesting this area. Like if you have like a Widow or something, usually sitting back here. The Echo can be sitting like around here as well. It's like this is like gonna be your main like fight point, really.
Yeah. Do you think it's fair to say that a kill box doesn't have to be an area, but it could also be a target? So like wherever a certain target is, that can become your kill box?
It depends on the situation. Like if there's a Zen who's like horribly out of position, then yeah, fuck it. But like generally, like if they are in position, this is probably where you're gonna like fight. This is probably where you're gonna fight. This is probably where you're gonna fight.
Yeah. Because I think this is going to be the first step into like making our dives less sloppy, right? Kind of like how you put it, because I think without a kill box, it can be very hard for people to coordinate and figure out their angles and where to set up based off of that.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't like this from our backline. Like we are positioning really poorly. Where we should be, like our Zen should be in this area or like shooting here or like on this high ground instead of this high ground and then dropping here. Like we should be in this area here on the high ground so that so we start high ground. We use this cover to get a little poke. Then once they start pushing forward, we drop into this mega room. Once they start really, like the cart starts getting a little bit closer, what we do is we kite back to the mega, and then we kite back here, and then we play around like this tower here. Well, instead of just going here and getting jumped on, and because it's close, it's a closed space, and we're getting jumped on by a monkey and a Tracer, we're gonna die.
I think a lot of it has to do with like reactionary versus being proactive. Like I think a lot of people.
This is something I discussed with Zapdos yesterday, actually.
Something that I learned as Winston that really changed my gameplay is like where you get think of where you're getting out while you're still in the fight, right? Or even like before you even engage, like where do you disengage? Because I think it makes you need to think a little bit less and you're more prepped to do it. And like when it happens, you already have an escape route rather than thinking, oh god, this Winston's on me, where do I go now? So I think like for the team, I think that's a really important thing to think about. Like disengages are just important as engages. Like if we're going,
Yeah.
because obviously there's no sustain in our comp, so we got to go in and out. Like go in, if it doesn't work, reset, get out, and then go in again.
Yeah,
Kinda
the
like
term
that,
you're
right?
thinking of is pathing, right? So like
Yeah.
knowing your pathing like is really important. Like it's something I did talk about with Zapdos a little bit yesterday on King's Row. Like that's what we looked at, and like how he should be pathing on BAP using the high ground to his advantage. But it also applies here. Like he should be using this cover here to start out with, like on this high ground. Then he drops down into this cover here, right? Like this is now the area he's playing in, which is closed space. So it's really good for him to play here because he gets a lot of like he can get a lot of value trying to force, like people are gonna have to try and force to come in here, and he's gonna get value just naturally because if you're shooting with a Zen in an open space versus a closed space, which one do you think is easier to hit your shots in?
For a Zen?
Yes.
Wait, repeat that one more time.
If you are standing in open space and trying to shoot a target versus you are standing in closed space trying to shoot a target, which one's easier on Zen?
Close space.
Yes. So that's why he should be retreating into here, because this closed space is very advantageous for him, especially if he's playing the defensive health pack. So that's how he should be playing around this like high ground and stuff like that, which he's just not doing. He drops into a very he drops into a kill box essentially, like where considering where the Tracer is and the Winston is and the Zen is. This is like he's going to die here no matter what happens. He's already dead. I don't know how he lives. How does he live?
I don't know.
Apollo does a good job. Yeah, Apollo does a good job neutralizing that. This shouldn't happen. Like you can't rely on this to happen every time.
Yeah,
So once again, this is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. We use this as our kill box, right? We kill the Winston, we kill the Zen, we lose our Mercy, but like we fought here and we made this work. We controlled the high grounds. We played that to our advantage. Even after we kind of trolled like really hard over here, we still made it work because we controlled this space here.
Yeah.
So that's the power of high ground. Utilizing like the defensive high ground is like the most important thing that we can do as a team. This actually applies to like I know you had questions about why we were controlling high ground on the brawl. It's like the same thing. Like you want to control the defensive high ground. The second they get this high ground control, like if they have like people here and here, and they start like contesting us like from over here, it's over, because we control nothing now.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's very fair. Like if they have value off of high ground, then yeah, for sure you want to clear that out.
It's all about map control. High ground's very important with map control.
Deine Pflicht ist nicht getan.
All right, we aren't gonna be able. Okay, so we did lose a player, so we aren't gonna be able to fight for this kill box anymore. They have a full team. We don't control this space anymore. We don't control this space anymore. Joy's gonna fight for this, but I don't think he's gonna control it much longer. This Widow has this entire space like under her control. The next angle we're going to be fighting for is here, and Zapdos is in position. Zapdos is doing a good job here by being in position. Your job is to set up for this, and right now you aren't
the kill
doing
box.
that
What
yet.
you just rectangled?
Yes, this is going to be the next kill box.
Don't you think Zapdos is too close then?
No, because he can back up to the Mega.
Because I'm thinking like
Liz should be playing around like this area when she gets back, and she's like Apollo needs to not be here, essentially. Like this is like you two are very out of position for this next engage, because I think you two are playing for this engage here. This is not correct because we lost a player. Joy is out of the fight. You two and Zapdos is in the correct position for the next fight. You two are out of position going for this when we can't fight this anymore.
Right.
So what we should be doing is we should be setting up for this. That way, like this, I know exactly what's going to happen here. Right, I've already watched this back enough to know what's going to happen. Liz is going to try to fly to Apollo. Liz is going to get shot by the Widow trying to cross this open sight line. Liz is going to die, and then we're already down a player, and then it's just over. Like we lose our advantage from as defenders. And that's exactly what happens. We lose our Tracer, we lose our Mercy, and it's GG. Or well, not GG, but it's like this fight's over. And then now they are going to get free push through this kill box that we should have been playing for.
Yeah. The only thing I agree with all of that. The only thing I would say is that if that's our kill box that you squared out, I understand how important high ground is, but I think it's more important that our Zen is able to max out his utility, which is like his long range damage and able to discord people, right? So I feel like even though high ground's really important, if the kill box is like around that area where the card is now, wouldn't it make more sense for him to play a bit way farther back in the left? Do you know where that mini is to the left?
But it's like a mini where you're very
No,
isolated.
not that one, not that one.
Which one?
Like, oh,
this one?
yeah, this one, yeah.
This is
'Cause you have,
very
like-
open. This is very open.
It's very
don't-
open, but it's like you keep distance from them though.
They have a Widow and she's grappling over here. Like if you play here, you are in big danger. And then the Winston,
Because
like,
isn't
the Winston and Tracer can commit on you, get a kill, and then all of a sudden you're 4v5.
But
if the
isn't
Widow-
it
if the
easier
Widow
for
just
the
doesn't
Winston and
kill you
Trace to
first.
commit? But isn't it easier for the Winston and Trace to commit when he's that close to the kill box?
Not if you're alone. If you're alone over here, you're just dead meat.
Yeah.
Zen should be playing close space. Like this is a given. He should be in here somewhere. Ideally, he plays here at first, up on the high ground. He gets the poke in, and then once they start pressuring, like once it gets around here, he drops into here and starts walking backwards. He gets the poke on the cart, which is important. He gets the discord on the cart, and as he keeps walking back, he can get this mega here if he starts getting pressured and is in the fight, and then he can kite back and then play around this water tower for this angle. Like,
Right.
people are going to be fighting in this space.
Oh,
People are going to walk
okay.
out into this position. They are going to get discorded, and they should get killed by the people on high ground, right? Like we
Okay,
should collapse on the people out of position.
Okay, that makes sense. That's good.
Yeah. So Zen should always be in this room. That's a given. Like this is like just not up for debate. He has to be there. All right. So now we lost 2 fights. Like we lost one because we lost our Mercy. We lost the second one because we just played for the wrong kill box.
Again, I can like roll out of somewhere else a lot more better. Like I go out from such basic areas. Like with ball, I need to abuse the fact that I can literally come out of nowhere from anywhere.
I think you should actually be contesting card here because
I should be, yeah. I'm too
your Echo
fixated on the
is
Widow
gonna go
right now.
die. Yeah, your Echo
Yeah.
dies here. Your backline isn't really in a good position yet. You need to stall this and then like wait for your team to get into position.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they just have like because we lost this fight where we did, and then we just took so long to get into position. I don't think we can even contest this. I don't think it's even worth
Right.
bothering. We can try, and we can try for a miracle, but because of where the Widow is, because of where the Zen is now, like the Zen is in a good spot here because he's now on the attack. Like he's attacking, and you guys, this is the kill box, right? This is a really good spot for him,
Right.
and the Widow is back here in a really good spot for the Widow. So
Yeah.
like because of where he is, like this just becomes impossible. This is not a fight we can win. They
Right.
like their core is like set up just way too like just in really good positions. So this is already doomed. We're not winning this. It's fine to like try it because like, I mean yeah, fuck it, why not? Like maybe someone pulls a miracle, right? Someone out mechanics someone wins the duel, and then like we get that advantage. But just from like a pure strategic standpoint, we're not winning this. This just not gonna happen. You cross this giant open sightline, get discorded, lose half your health,
Yeah.
and then
It would
this
have been
pulse bomb.
even though this is the wrong play, would I if I let's just assume I don't have to contest card and my goal is to try to get the Widow, I could have like wrapped around from like the forward spawn. Like
only way this is
from that side.
acceptable is if we have copy and we can like copy Winston and like get primal and like contest there. Like that's probably
Yeah.
the only way we're doing that. And then yeah, you can go fight the Widow because you need to kill the Widow. You have to kill the Widow essentially for this to be
Right.
anywhere like near winnable. Like the Widow
Yeah.
needs to die. Sorry, that's you. The Widow needs to die
need to
and the
die.
Zen needs to die. Well, you are going to die. You're discorded.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
doing what needs to be done, I guess, or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I agree.
Kind of unlucky. Your backline just gets pulsed and you just all lose the fight.
Yeah. But I mean, they had really good angles set up. Pulse or not, we probably were going to lose that fight.
I mean, that was fucked regardless. Yeah, they were just in better positions.
Their angles were better than ours.
Yeah. And then we troll. And now we are just in permanent disadvantage for the rest of the game.
When I set up kill boxes, and obviously I'm not going to be extreme about them, but should I consider my Zen sightlines or
Yes, always on ball you have to.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, should I consider my Zen sightlines, or should my Zen be able to figure out how to get the sightline on the kill box?
Both. I mean, you
Both?
have to
Okay.
consider where your Zen, like that's what it comes back to what Squeak was talking about, right? Like you can't go in until you know where your Zen is like able to see. And if your Zen is playing really poorly and is in really like shitty sightlines the entire game, you're gonna lose. That's just kind of how it is. Like Zen is really fucking important in ball comp, like probably the most important character.
Because of the discords.
Not just because of that, but also because of just positioning is just really important with Zen. And it kind of like discords, yes. Positioning is more important because it dictates how you get the staging, and it dictates like how your team can play the game. Zen is essentially the maestro, right? Like I've said this before. I don't know if you were there for that. Zen dictates how this entire team is, like this team comp is played. If Zen does not have a good understanding of it, you're just not gonna win on the ball comp. I'm actually gonna send Zapdos both Apollos and this VOD so that he can go over that, and because I've been talking about Zen the entire time. It's just too important.
If Zen is that important in this team comp, I think I would want to have a consistent Zen player then if we are playing ball comp. And wouldn't that be Narcoma?
Yes, but he hasn't been able to make it the past 2 scrims.
That's fair, but like I think starting this week he'll be able to make more scrims. So then our main Zen player would be Narcoma, right?
It just comes down to like, I mean, I'll send him the VODs too. It comes down to the fact that like we just need to like play around people's availability. So like we need both of our flex support players to understand how this comp works.
That's true. Okay.
All right. So we're just in heavy disadvantage state. Like, ideally, the only kill box we can fight for is gonna be like this one, but they control so much space already.
How often? Sorry to cut you off. How often do you think we're gonna play Widow with the ball comp?
Rarely, very rarely.
So
if you're not playing like Tracer, Echo, Tracer, Sombra, because
there's a lot of like context stuff now that feels like it makes it a bit awkward to talk about in terms of like setting. Can we just assume that Apollo is just not on Widow and he's on Tracer, and we can just figure out kill boxes from there?
I mean, it's gonna be the same kill boxes most of the time, because what's gonna happen is that the Widows are gonna duel each other and they're just gonna cancel out.
Right.
So they're just both out of the equation. So that just comes down to your core now, just playing better than their core. Their core being your ball tracers, your ball break Zen, really.
Yeah.
So there's like with ball comp, there's kind of like there's 2 phases a lot of the time. There's like a poke phase, or like there's like a setup phase, and then there's kind of like a brawl phase, right? So like the brawl phase is like at least for support, I'm from my own experience playing Zen in this comp, there's a poke phase where you're just poking people, you're getting on the high ground, and then there's a brawl phase when they're engaging on you and you stack on your brig, you like orb your brig, and then you just play to like brawl with your brig and get them out. Essentially. So like knowing like when your team is in which phase is really important, because like if your core is in like brawl phase and they're getting jumped, you can't just be like, you either have to trade backline or you have to come back and help them, like, which is what Squeak was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So just knowing like what phase they're in is really important, and like they should be calming that, and they like obviously not like word for word, but they should be like calming when they're getting engaged on, when they need help.
Yeah.
And then there's also times where like if you're playing with a Tracer or Tracer Sombra or even Tracer Echo, like not with Widow, like Widow is just not really beneficial to this comp. Like if you're doing that, then you have a dive core as well. You have the ball, the Tracer, the Sombra or Echo, and then that core is going to try and either trade backline or try and peel and get like force the other team out. Does that make sense?
Can you say that last part? Can you make that? Just say that last part one more time. I phased out a little bit. Sorry.
So your dive core is gonna like you're either gonna try and trade backline, or you're gonna go try and peel for your core and force the other team out, like your supports.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
All right. Cool.
Question: what would be kill box right now, even though our team's really not set up or anything?
Ideally, we'd fight for this here, because by the time we get in position, the cart's gonna have moved to here.
Okay.
We want to force them back a little bit.
But I was just again going back to like the thing I kind of think of sometimes with kill boxes, like it doesn't always have to be a location; it could be a target. So like especially if a Zen is isolated, it could be worth just diving.
Cart's just a really good one because there's always gonna have to be someone on cart.
Yeah.
So cart's,
but it's like the fact that it's Zen is the particular thing. Like if it was Tracer or something, it probably wouldn't make it, because the easiest target to dive in their team is obviously the Zen. So like setting up a kill box based off of his positioning.
Setting up a kill box when they can they control this high ground, it's like almost impossible, because you just won't be able to do it really.
So then instead of thinking of kill boxes right now, do we need to think of like soft dives to like clear out the high ground and take space, and then we can look to commit?
Yes.
Okay.
Like when they control high ground, it's kind of like because they're on attack and because we are respawning, They control the high ground. Like the Zen is out of the fight. He's just pushing cart. So that's accounted for. But having these 4 people on high ground means we can't contest this easily. Which means we can't stage properly because we don't control the high ground. Which means we can't go on a kill box because we don't control the high ground, and they do.
Right.
So they're going to set up a kill box for us, which is most likely going to be either here because our Zen, like our core is going to walk out here, or it's going to be like over here, which is where our other our other core is, like the other possibility, really. So we're fucked.
So like if I'm thinking of a kill box right now, I'm just skipping a step because we have to clear out space in order for us to set up for a kill box.
You can't look at kill box here because they control too much space. Right now they have all of the map control, all of it. They control this, which controls this because we can't walk out into this space without dying. The only space we can really walk is like over here and where our Widow is, and they have a really good sight line on this. And then the dive is just gonna walk over here and jump on us here. So like there's nowhere we can walk right now.
Yeah.
What we need to do is we need to force them off of this. Like we need to force them out. We need to get them out, just out of like our space right now. Like this is the space we want to fight for first. We want to force them back. Once they are back, then we can fight for the high ground. Once we get them off the high ground, then we can fight for the kill box, which is most likely still going to be here. Because if we control this high ground, like there's a lot of colors on my screen. This is where you want to be fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. So by like just trying to fight for like this, like first we fight for this part here. We get them out of here. Then we have then we have a little bit more space to work with and set up our supports. Once our supports are set up, then we can take the main fight, which is going to happen here. It's going to happen in here.
Yeah.
Once we have this fought for and controlled, if we don't already have, like, if the fight's not already won by then, like, if we haven't gotten multiple kills and, like, already secured the fight, then it's going to happen here on cart. Or even, like, if they start kiting, it might happen, like, over here, which is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our main options. First, we fight for this. Then we fight for this. Then we probably fight for this. Like, this whole area here.
That makes sense. Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. That actually helps a lot. Like, just at explaining that, like, it's not always kill box, kill box, kill box. You have to claim the space in order to make your kill box.
Yes. And that's exactly what we just did. We forced the tracer out by killing her. Our Widow gets the pick here, so they're out of the fight. I think he dies here, so he's going to be out of the fight too. But look at how much space we just opened up. All of this is open now. All of this.
Right.
So now we can actually play the game. Okay, he actually lives. Now we can set up for this kill box, which is exactly what we're doing. You're engaging on the cart. Our Sombra is set up here. Our Widow is set up here to fight for this. And then our backline is set up in a good spot. This is exactly what I wanted to see, actually. And now we can kill this Mercy because she's discorded. That's our primary target. Then we probably kill Winston. And then if the Zen actually is stupid enough to walk in, we kill the Zen.
I'm really glad this played out the way it did, because like just visualizing
this played out perfectly. We killed the Mercy. Winston's forced out, and now we have control of the map again. We won this fight. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is played perfectly. So now what we want to be setting up for is we want to be setting up to stuff them in here so they don't get space. Once they do end up getting space, like someone's gonna eventually just walk out, then we fight for this. But we have high ground. Like if say the Widow gets a pick, right, and like we lose our Widow, it's not the end of the world. We can set up our backline like here to play for this mega in here, which is enclosed space, which is really strong for our backline. And then we can like set up to engage on the card, right? That's how we want to play this.
So when you say stuff them in, like how can we do that as ball comp? Because like obviously naturally I can't hold space, but like
okay, so if you have a tracer here and you have the Sombra, you can play close for EMP and slam on the EMP, and your tracer and your Sombra go for kills.
But where would the EMP take place? But then our Zen can't see that. So isn't that essentially just forcing I mean, I feel like none of these people, our Brig Zen can't see that sightline. So aren't we effectively making that a 3v5?
Your Zen can
push up here?
They can.
Okay.
If you are playing close for EMP, your Zen has to play close too. So he walks forward.
Okay, so if that's the kill box, then obviously okay, that makes sense.
And your Widow sits here and plays for this angle, right?
Yeah.
Because the Widow's not ideally sitting with the core.
Or does it need to quickly identify though, like if that guy doesn't work,
we need to know what we're playing for. Like we don't know, we don't call that we're playing close for EMP. When we say we're playing close for EMP, that means we are playing this sight line.
Yeah.
We are either trying to set up for this sight line, or what we are trying to do, and this is also acceptable. Our Zen and Brig can go here on this high ground, shoot this window here, and we can play for this if they're going out lower or playing for this angle here.
Ooh,
These are
I
both
actually like
acceptable.
that.
These are both acceptable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we should be setting up to play close with EMP. Like we should be like if we do it properly, that's a free fight win. EMP is almost guaranteed.
So this goes back to like almost the essential thing of like if we set up a kill box, we need to understand how to take those angles.
Right now,
and
your
make
kill
the most
box
of
is
them.
right here.
Yeah.
Kill box is dictated by like tempo and map control, right? Right now the tempo is in our favor. Right now the map control is in our favor. If we get this EMP off, like if we can get this EMP off, this should be a free fight win. Only thing is going to be Trank, but we should be focusing the Zen, which we've talked about before as well. If you slam EMP and your Tracer shoots the Zen, he's dead.
Yeah.
He dies instantly.
Is it fair to say that you could make a kill box anywhere and you can develop angles off of it, but obviously there's better kill boxes than others? Is that a fair
Anywhere
statement,
you
think?
control.
Anywhere you control? Okay.
Anywhere you have map control and you have the space and the lanes and the angles. Right now they have two options, really. They have this lane or this lane. They could also like go from this lane to like control this lane, but this isn't really going to happen much.
Right.
Or if they do, actually it could, but it's going to take a lot of time, in which case I want to see us like playing for our tempo and engaging fast. But right now, like they have two lanes. We have control of this lane. We have control of this lane. We have control of this lane by having control of these two lanes because we have the high ground. So we control the entire map right now, which is like most of defense. If we're setting up properly on defense, we are going to control the entire map.
Yeah.
So that's how I want to be like seeing this played out.
Okay. No, that makes sense. That's perfect.
Yeah. So we need to know what we're playing for. We need to know that we're going to play for EMP here, which I don't know if we even discussed that, but that should be our fight plan, right? Like, okay, we have ults. We can play for EMP. If the Zen lives somehow, like, and they're still fighting in that area, we need to back out and then play for mines. Is probably like that's our best bet. Instead, we just let them walk.
Yeah. No clear plan. That's probably what it is. Like we just don't know what we're doing, what we're committing
Our Zen
to,
is
what we're
sitting
trying
too
to
far back. Our Widow is sitting too far back. Our Brig is not really gonna get much poke in anyway, so I don't really care about that. Our Brig follows our Zen.
Yeah. In their defense, there's no like we're talking about what the kill box should be, right? And
We're talking about how this fight, like this fight should play out. We haven't discussed it as like a team, and like this is like a very high level understanding of the game that our teammates just don't have yet. So I don't blame them for this. Like they should know to play close for EMP, but they're not going to know everything I just discussed and how to execute it properly. That's like a 4500 level like thinking of the game. I don't expect everyone to have this. We're 1000 SR below that right now. So like this, like not knowing to like play for this is fine. Like it's to be expected. But that's why I'm here, right? Like that's why I'm here to like tell you guys this is how you should be playing.
This data is really good. Like this
I actually might like make the entire team watch like the last half of this VOD because I think this is gonna be helpful for everyone.
Yeah.
Instead, we let him walk out, we let him get Trank, and then look at how much our map control changes, right?
Yeah.
Like now we only control this. And we're fighting for this. We're actively fighting for this.
For it,
which means we don't really control it at all. They control this. The Widow controls like this sight line. But wait, where's our Widow? Is our Widow alive? Yeah. Our Widow is in a weird spot. I would be playing back here.
We're all just super stacked right now.
Yeah, and I don't hate that because we almost rally. Like there's like time like if you can't play for the EMP, you can play for the rally. Like since we're getting the rally, and then if we stack on the rally and just discord someone, that's the brawl phase that I talked about before. We can maybe get a kill, and then maybe we can push the advantage.
Right.
So like it's all very dynamic, right? Like you can have one like set fight plan. If it doesn't work out though, like having the game sense to adjust to the new one is really hard.
Yeah.
And look what happens. We play for the rally. Our Zen discords the monkey. It's been like 2 seconds. He's already like a quarter down.
Yeah.
And look, he takes so much damage so quickly. And they haven't really gotten a lot of space yet because we have the mines out here. So what we can look to do is we can look to walk with the rally like forward. Our Zen can be walking here, like fighting, and then we just fight for this.
Yeah. And we can still make the plan EMP here.
Our Widow is going if our Widow is better, she kills the Widow here. Like I watched Apollo's shot on this, he just misses. Like if we kill the Widow here, we open up this entire sight line to do whatever the fuck we want to do, which is like it's massive.
To be fair, there's like 100 things that went wrong before that missed shot.
I mean, yeah, the entire like just not walking out, like just not playing for this alone is like the number one thing. Like we should have been playing for that, but we didn't. Yeah. But like even now, we're not in disadvantage. We're still in advantage. It doesn't look like it because of how we're positioned, but we are still in advantage. We can capitalize on this. We can set up for an engage. Our Zen can get a Discord out on someone, ideally like backline over here. You can look to swing through, and you can look to like kill the Zen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we should be playing this. We can also EMP now that they don't have Trank. We can set up for an EMP on the backline or the Mercy Monkey core. I would prefer to see the backline. I don't think like we're gonna kill this super easily because Winston just has a lot of health. But he is Discorded and he is sitting on card. Yeah. We can kill this. But we're just not in the position to kill this. I think we're in a better position to kill this here.
Yeah.
That's what I would rather see.
How do you think I stage for a lot of these kill boxes then? The ones that we've kind of spoken about? Like the one like where to stuff them in.
The entire team
what about for me personally? Like so like can we kind of break that down before we continue? Like that
you
first like
stage
that's
here,
stuffed in?
or you stage here.
Okay.
I'd prefer seeing you here because you have like the
I can
you have that
roll
like
through and slam. Yeah.
Well, you also just have this third person angle like we talked about with Squeak.
Right, so like I can scout it better.
Playing here is fine if you think they're gonna go under. I don't think they're gonna go under, but even if they do go under and you're playing here, what you can do is you can just roll around and just slam. And then you'll actually get the back line here instead of just like the entire team, which is better
like,
in my opinion.
Usually I try to like it seems like I have a similar problem with Apollo, but usually on another hero like with Winston, I usually try to stage on high ground as much as I can. And for some reason I don't do it with Ball. I guess my thought process is kind of like I want to roll through and slam and like hit that like with a fireball and then look to slam. I guess that's my thought process.
I think we just need to think about like how we're gonna play the fight a little bit more. Like right now, we just don't have that understanding yet. Once we do have like that macro understanding, like you knowing how to play for like what you want to execute is going to dictate how you stage, right? So if you know you are if you know you are staging for this here, you are going to play very differently than what you did.
Yeah, and I think everyone has that micro knowledge to a certain degree on how to set up for stuff like that, as long as the macro is like kind of being taught, which is really good that we're going over that right now.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Like I think we can know how to execute this properly. Like I've seen some fucking great engages. The one that comes to mind is the Blizzard roll engage, right? Like from the other scrim. I think it was Tuesday, where we played off of like 3 high grounds, slammed backline, got kills. And if we can set up here, like we put our Tracer or our Tracer and Sombra here, and we put Hugh here. What we do is you roll through, then you get your shields, you walk out a little bit, and you set up for a slam, right?
Yeah.
You get your Sombra to EMP while they're walking back through, and then your Tracer tries to kill the Zen right away. And ideally, this happens as you're also slamming backline. That's gonna be hard, but you can do it. Like it's just gonna be not easy. You can actually swing off of like up here, right?
Yeah.
So you can grapple up there. You can try and get a slam, and then you hit the slam. You get the EMP. You kill the Zen, and then all of a sudden you've stuffed them properly. They have no control of the map, and you've won the fight already.
Right. Yeah.
Because like, let's think about what they had, right? They have Valk, they use Trank, like they still had it this fight, right? So they have Valk, they have Trank, they have Primal, they're about to have Pulse. They don't really have sights, right? Which of these ults can contest an EMP in this range?
At best Valk.
At best Trank. The only thing
but they use Trank.
No, not by the time we were going for this though. They had Trank walking into this.
Then Trank for sure. Yeah, Trank for sure.
Valk is not going to do shit. Primal is just going to delay the inevitable.
Yeah.
Pulse Bomb is going to do shit. Sights is not doing fucking nothing here. The only way they can stop this fight plan, like this fight from executing properly, if it's done properly, is Trank. And if you kill the Zen first, that's their only win condition gone, and then it's just over. Like you win this fight guaranteed.
that kind of goes back to you, like whenever you say pushing our advantage, right? Like
Yes.
us pushing our advantage would be if we kill the Zen, like now we gotta go now. Like that is it. Like
If you
go,
kill the
go,
Zen,
go,
the
go,
fight's
go.
already over. They have no way to turn that.
Yeah.
As long as you're playing like close enough to like deny the res. If they get the res,
Yeah.
then things change.
Right. But
But
yeah,
like
that makes
you
sense.
still had mines here. You had like you got rally like pretty quickly. If you're playing close enough, like if you're Zen Breaker here, you can walk in as like you're going in for the slam and the EMP. You can get rally. You have trank. If they trank, you can pop your own and brawl. Like you have better brawl than they do. And then you have like you already used the EMP, right? So you use the EMP. You can use the mines as well once their EMP's over. And because you're in this tight area, mines are gonna get a fuck ton of value. They have no way to win this. You guys have like 3 win conditions. You have the rally, you have the EMP of the mines. They have nothing. Their only win, their only like condition to stabilize this is the trank, and that's not a win condition because you can just pop your own trank and neutralize that. So they're like, if you set up properly for this and you execute it, even if you don't execute it properly and you let the Zen get the trank off, there's no way realistically they're winning this.
Right.
This is the perfect fight plan. And it just sucks that it didn't get executed, and then we didn't like go for it, because if we went for this and it failed somehow, we would have really good VOD material, because I don't know how the fuck you would have failed that. But
I think it's better VOD material, the fact that we didn't do it, because now we can learn from it, right?
yes, I mean we are going to learn from this. I still think we would have learned more if we had just done it, but we didn't know to do it, and that's fine.
Yeah. But that's
Like,
kind of my point. We didn't know to do it, so now we know to do it.
We didn't
So I
know to
feel
do
like-
that because this isn't a 4500 team. And 4500 teams are gonna know to play for that.
Mhm.
I don't expect that yet, but we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, I can coach everyone on this team to GM. Like, just like teaching everyone to know what to play for. We can if we know, like, if we just learn to know to play for this, how they're going to counter it by ult tracking, and how we can neutralize that with our mines, our rally, our EMP, our trank. Like, we don't have to commit everything here. If they just commit the trank, we can commit the mines, right? So that's okay.
Yeah.
So let me clear this out. So they commit trank, we commit EMP, we commit mines.
Wouldn't it?
This isn't gonna do anything. This isn't gonna do anything. This isn't even here. This isn't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
Committing 2 ults, we win the fight.
Yeah. I think the only thing I would say is that I think I commit mines to force out trank, because how else do we force out trank? Because
EMP.
like there's a chance that the EMP gets canceled by him reacting to the trank, right?
Nothing can
by him
cancel
reacting.
EMP. So that
Well, what I
that'll
mean by that
okay,
is
okay.
that-
Let me explain. Nothing can cancel EMP. If you don't kill him, this EMP is going off. Or sorry, this trank is going off. If you don't kill him, that's fine. Like even just forcing out the trank with the EMP is a fine trade. So you lose this ult, they lose this ult. You have rally, you have trank, you have like mines. Both widows don't have ults yet, so that's canceled out. So out of these 3 ults, like they have primal, they have pulse, and they have Valk. So like primal, Valk, pulse versus rally, trank. I spelled that horribly wrong. Trank. And what's the last one? Mines.
EMP.
We use EMP.
Or-
We use EMP
okay.
and we cancel. Like, this is assuming the EMP goes off when we don't kill the Zen and he tranks us, right?
Yeah. Why?
So-
why would you be? Like all that I'm agreeing with? The only thing I would say is that, don't you think it would be better to trade mines for trank, and then because EMP feels like a lot more of a solidified winning ultimate. So like,
Okay,
why don't
well,
you
hear
make
me out.
sure?
Hear me out. Hear me out. We are fighting for this space in the blue.
Mm-hmm.
They have primal. They have Valk. They have pulse. If we are setting up here with our brig and our Zen, we pop rally after the trank, or even during the trank. We pop rally and we walk into them.
Right.
All of a sudden, like, even if they Valk, I would say, like, if we pop rally, like, Valk is negated. Like, Valk is not going to be as good. So we're an advantage now. If they pop primal, primal's doing fuck all into that. If they pop pulse, maybe they get 1 kill, okay? If we pop mines while they're in this space, The fight's over. We're going to get kills off of it. We're going to get massive damage. We walk into them with rally, we secure the kills. We pop one ult, they can pop all of their ults. They can pop all 5 ults, and we're still going to win this fight.
Yeah. So I guess the mines make it a lot more solidified because of where the fight is taking place in like a very concise and closed area, right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you pop the EMP, and if you kill the Zen, the fight's over.
Yeah.
If you don't kill the Zen, you force EMP, or you force Trank, and then you can go for the rally engage. And if that still doesn't work, they are still going to be fighting in this space, or they are going to drop, in which case you can just mine this, and that's still just as good.
Right.
There is like if you can commit 3 ults, you can commit mines, you can commit rally, you can commit Trank, or sorry, EMP. They can commit all 5 and it won't matter. You will still win this fight.
I really like how you're breaking it down. It's like it's not like we're stacking ults either. It's kind of like it
goes back
like
and forth. It's like it's how you're playing off of tempo. It goes back and forth. You start with the EMP. I'm gonna clear this. You start with the EMP. They reactively pop Trank. Then you reactively pop rally and you rush them. And then maybe they pop Valk. We're still in advantage because rally is just straight up better. If we are still somehow losing, like say they get a pulse kill, which they don't even have. Let's just say somehow they build it really fast during the rally and they get the kill. We pop mines and this fight is still in our favor. We should just win this like off of that.
Yeah.
Even somehow, if we still don't win that, or we start going into disadvantage, we pop Trank to get our advantage back up. Yeah. And then nothing that they can do is going to win this. Yeah. So just playing off of the tempo, right? We start with one ult. We play to our tempo. We start with our ult. They react. We react to their reaction. They react again. We react again. We're still in advantage. We win. Yeah. That's how we play this fight.
Helden sterben nicht.
Instead, we just let them walk.
Yeah.
There was like 2 options. There was win the fight, win the game, or let them walk, and we chose let them walk.
even if we let them walk, right, and they go on cart, technically, like, yeah, obviously it's not the ideal thing, but like we could have still set up decent angles for that kill box.
You can still set up a kill box here before they even get to the cart.
Exactly, yeah.
Like you put your Zen break here, you put your ball here, you put your like your Widow here to fight their Widow. Like these two neutralize. You put your like Tracer like either down here on this flank or with you up here. Yeah. You just engage on this, you win. Right. You just have so much high ground, right? Like the Widows cancel each other out. Even if if the Zen stays up here into a ball Tracer, he's going to die no matter what. Unless they Valk just to save him. Right. So you can count the Zen off. Essentially, he's dead. Unless he walks into the kill box, in which case he's still dead. Widows neutralize him out, so that's canceled out. One thing I'd be concerned about is like Primal going on your backline. You pop Rally, that's neutralized. You discord him in brawl phase, he dies or he's forced out. Good enough. Right. The Tracer's kind of just like, well, whatever. Okay, we can go into Tracer. Mercy's probably going to be playing with her team in the kill box. She's going to die. Yeah. And then we just win the fight. Right. Like we have such a huge advantage by the way that we're positioned, and we just chuck it out the fucking window. Yeah. Like if we had seen like a really big like ult like a big ult fight like that, I would have been so happy because it like we should win that every time. Like that would have been so exciting to see. Then coach, right? Like that would have been so exciting. I think we should still win this. Wait, we lost this. What happened?
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Just give me like 2 minutes.
How do we lose this?
Sorry.
Actually, I gotta go back and watch this. Yeah.
Sorry that this became like very macro heavy, but I feel like
that's fine,
as a tank, my micro is the macro, so.
That's fine, because I can make this. I can like cut like the first part where it's just with Squeak, and I can just send this to the whole team, and then we don't have to go over it tomorrow.
I still want to VOD though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna VOD. We just don't have to VOD this map, because this is everything fair. I would have said tomorrow anyway. Okay. Okay, what happened here? I'm still confused, and my spectator overlay won't stay. Okay, Joy dies early.
We just got very split somehow.
We get picked. We're in advantage. The Mercy's dead.
Yeah, Zapdos is just alone. That's what happens.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Okay, is it okay?
Wait, he
Answer
kills
this.
the Tracer.
Wait, he's just better. Jesus.
He should pop Trank here. He should totally pop Trank here.
Yeah.
He
like,
pops
realistically,
Trank,
what-
you roll out, you get the Trank healing. The widows are gonna neutralize. If Apollo doesn't win the duel, you go back in, you kill the Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just like force the monkey to like get out, and you already won the fight.
Yeah.
Like right now we're even, right? Like Tracer dead, Mercy dead. Okay, assuming we pop Trank, Zapdos is still alive. We're only down one person. We are in a heavy advantage. If we can just discord, like we discord the monkey, pop Trank, then we focus the discord. He's either dead or he has to get out, and he might just be dead because he committed already. And he doesn't have jump. We walk on him with Brig. We shoot him with Zen. You roll back and you shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
Either this monkey dies or he's forced out. Let's say Apollo wins. Even if Apollo loses and dies, we are still up by significantly.
Yeah.
Like we have 3 versus 2, and our core is better. We have,
But also
we have our backline and our
fundamentally,
ball.
fundamentally, our backline is split.
They shouldn't be, ever.
Okay, here's my question: does the Zen stay with the Brig, or does the Brig stay with the Zen?
Brig stays with Zen. Assuming Zen is going to be okay. If we assume Zen is the maestro, and Zen is going to walk where Zen walks, Brig has to follow him and keep him alive. Brig is a bodyguard.
Right, makes sense.
Yes. Brig
Does
is
that
not
change
going
when
to
Brig
get
has-
advantage. Brig is not going to get advantage by sitting on high ground, unless like they are trying to jump, and in which case you need to be next to your Zen anyway. So Brig has to follow Zen because otherwise, like your positioning doesn't matter.
Does that change when
you have
Brig has
rally?
rally? Yeah.
No, because your Zen should be positioning aggressively to engage with the rally and play for the brawl phase.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so not popping Trank here is a throw. Literally, we just win this fight if we pop Trank, and then we get another fight for this kill box. Or we can stuff with EMP, which we still have, and they use Trank. Or they use Trank, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Zapdos. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is we're gonna set up for this kill box because we can't go on this. They just have too much high ground. So what we have to do is we have to like position our Zen where like Joy is looking for EMP on supports, right? So we gotta position our Zen like probably like here where we can get a Discord out. You have to like roll to try probably around here to contest this.
Right.
Even just like if you get this like executed properly, you can probably just win off of that.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Okay, you probably picked the worst way to go through here, to be honest.
Why is it that bad?
It's just open. It's just very open. You get discorded. You don't want to be discorded.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you go through the closed space, you're gonna force this Widow out, or you can kill her. Either
Right.
one, which is an advantage. And you're not gonna get discorded as easily.
Right.
Going through all this open space lets the entire team look at you, know exactly where you are, and shoot you, and you get discorded.
Apagando las luces.
Okay, so he got the EMP off on the back line. That's really good. This Zen needs to die or this game's over. He doesn't die. Because we're not set up for it. And then we pop Trank for nothing. And then this fight just we're gonna lose this.
I just don't fight plan when I'm playing ball at all. It's just really it's I guess for lack of a better term, it's just overwhelming. Trying to like focus on my micro and playing the hero correctly and then fight
Fair.
planning and stuff like that. But I think this VOD will definitely help with that for sure.
Yeah, we should lose this here. Like we're just in too heavy of a disadvantage state. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe this is turnable because of like I know like Zapdos did pretty well here. Like just looking at like the overall the overall way this is executed, like this is turnable.
60 seconds remaining.
Wait, what? Oh, I wait, what happened?
The payload has reached.
Where's the EMP? I want to see the EMP. Did I miss something here? Okay. Here we are.
Apagando las...
Okay. This is fine. The Zen needs to die, though.
I'm just not there for it. It's just a timing and sync thing, right?
Yeah, like, also your team, like, you don't have a Tracer to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have a Tracer, Zen, like, Tracer, like, Sombra, the end ball, that Zen's dead. Like, he drops pretty low.
Yeah.
He drops
We're
pretty
just
low.
not set up for it. We're not set up for it, and, like, it's just not coordinated or planned or anything.
We waste Trank. We get the... Okay, so we're in advantage. They pop Trank. Their Trank's better. Our Winston's gonna kill the Widow. Or their Winston's gonna kill the Widow. So now we're in disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they just have... Like, they're just in a better spot and they're about to get Primal. We turn this by getting a pick. So now it's just backline and Winston. So what we need to do is we need to hard collapse on the backline. This just gets fucked by the Zen. So they traded it out, and now they're in advantage.
Yeah.
We traded out again by killing the Winston, now we're in advantage. It's literally just the backline.
Yeah.
We need to hard commit here and get these kills. But we fuck it up, and the Zen just outplays us.
I think we overcommit to this, if anything. Like, don't you think? Like, I feel like if we just kind of hold our positioning and just wait for respawns, I assume they wouldn't push without their tank. I feel like they're pushing now because there's one more kill that they got and there's so many less people.
Their
like,
tank
I feel
is
like the
back
moment
faster, though. Like, you need to kill at least either... You need to kill either the Zen or the Mercy. Or this fight's not going to be winnable. Because you just don't like you just don't have the respawn. So Widow's going to be back early because she died really early on. Like, she was the first person killed.
Yeah.
And then the Widow's going to sit up high ground and we're going to have a really hard time contesting that because we have to fight for cart. The Winston's going to get back faster than our Brig, who's still, like, over here, right?
Right.
And the Winston still has ult. So, like, if we don't kill either the Zen or the Mercy, this fight's not winnable. And that's exactly what ends up happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Widow gets back, gets a pick. The Primal goes off. Or, no, not even. He just jumps on our Brig and she dies.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Alright. Finally, the last point. Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry. Hopefully this hasn't been too long for you.
It has been almost an hour and a half, which is fine. Because I'm gonna cut like half of it, send it to the team, and then we're gonna go over it. We could just watch it in VOD tomorrow, but I don't really want to do that.
I don't want to do that either. That'd be boring for us, and like they should watch this in their own time, and then we can do something else as a team.
Okay. We hard commit on our kill box, which is the cart, right?
Yeah.
So we got 2 picks. This fight should be won.
Okay, the key thing right now that I'm looking at is that look at our support's positioning and look how easy it was to get kills.
This is really good. This is where we should have been like 20 times out of 20 times.
Yeah. Like that, like just showing that difference, I think, for everyone. Like
once you have,
it's gonna be so visible.
Yeah. Once you have these 2 picks as well, your Brig and your Zen can drop and play forward and play in the brawl phase.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have to reset after this fight's won, walk up here, get up here, play this again.
Yeah. The first comp that I ever learned on a team was double bubble, and like that like ball comp reminds me a lot of that with the backline.
Yes. I believe I already told her why this is a bad idea. Bash no longer stuns, no point. And because of that, he just gets farmed.
I mean, how much does she play Brig, to be fair, in Overwatch 2?
Not much.
Yeah, that's fair. That looks a little goofy, though.
Oh, yeah. So that's just fucked. They really need to, like, make a better spec view for this.
Yeah, I hate it when I have to spectate like this with, like, third points or, like, inside buildings.
This is going to be interesting because we have 5 ults. Wait, we already win this. I already know what happens. We just win this. We just use 5 ults. Yeah. Look, this is exactly what I was talking about. We pop EMP, they pop Trank, we still have Rally, we're in advantage.
Yeah.
And then we get the Pulse, and like we should be good from here. Yeah. Like we just have too much of an advantage here for us to lose this.
We just win because of ults. It's not like we do anything impressive or...
I mean, yeah, we just had a major ult economy advantage, which is good in its own right, but yeah. Alright, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, I think for me, like, my personal biggest takeaways are definitely, as much as, like,
Squid
again, it's
gave
just
you
me
some
learning.
really good stuff to learn.
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest takeaways are definitely like setting up kill boxes, but also understanding the fact that we need to claim space in order to help us set up for those kill boxes better.
I wouldn't even
So-
focus on like the biggest takeaways from the main macro stuff. My biggest like takeaways for you is going to be staging, like that we talked about with Squeak.
Okay.
How you like
Okay,
if you can
sounds
just
good.
go into next scrim working on staging, that's already going to be an improvement because like
Mhm.
as a team we'll work on macro, but it's going to take multiple
Yeah.
VODs. Like
I also think if my staging is better, the setting up for kill boxes and stuff like that does make
it
it
becomes
easier. Not
way
to, like,
easier. It becomes way
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
Like if the team staging is good entirely, infinitely easier.
Awesome.
So I gave Apollo staging tips. I gave you staging tips. I'm gonna send this to our backline so they get staging tips. Only person who hasn't gotten a direct staging like one-on-one is gonna be Joy, and his staging is not as important because he just sits where our tracers are going.
Yeah. I mean,
I
also
think-
he's Sombra.
Yeah, exactly. Sombra just
Just
plays
be-
off the ball engage.
Yeah.
I think that should definitely make things very clear for the next scrim. I want to
Okay.
play Junkertown next scrim so we can like do this.
Yeah, I would as well. I'd love to play that. And I feel like now we have like, yeah, no, this, okay, perfect. No, this has been really good, Lux. This has been definitely, is this my first time like us doing like an actual like bot
It is,
thing?
yes.
I didn't think it like, I obviously I don't doubt your knowledge or anything, but I didn't think it would go this well. Like there's a lot of stuff that we went over, and it's like I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm excited for next year and like to start things and go over it. Like I've really enjoyed this thoroughly. So thank you so much, man. This was
Of
really,
course,
really
no
good.
problem.